Hey, welcome to the Grati Orloff Show. It's episode 520. It's May 26th. I've been told that it's International Dracula Day. I don't even know what that means, but I don't know if the mail's going to be delivered or not. I think that might be a federal holiday. I'm not sure. Actually, the mail was already delivered, so I guess the Biden's government does not recognize International Dracula Day. And yesterday was Star Wars Day. We talked about that in the last video. Although I remembered May 25th is when it was released. I didn't see it when it was released because my brother saw it before me. I told you that. So I think it opened in Fort Worth, which was a bigger city. See, there's Fort Worth, there's Dallas, and then Arlington, which I called Grotuville, is in between. So it opened in Dallas at the North Park Cinema, and it opened at in Fort Worth at the Opera House Theater, which is long ago. I think both of those are gone. But it was a theater made in the 70s that looked like an 1870s opera house. Anyway, it was cool. But then I think about a week or so later, it opened in Arlington. So I think I probably saw it about June 7th at the Six Flags Mall Theater. Star Wars, the real Star Wars. Anyway, so it's a good day to look at comic books like I Racconti Macabri. I assume this is Italian. See, in Italy they have these. Look at these. The girl looks just like Vampirella. Except it's got very explicit, dirty stuff in it. Which, of course, Warren never went that far. I won't show you the dirty parts because that would offend you. In fact, I better cover up the dirty parts in the cover. Anyway, so it's you can put it on a shelf like that. Here's when did this come out? I need my reading glasses, man. There's never any reading glasses around when I need them. Anyway, they're a few decades old. Probably I would say late 70s. There's Macabro. I don't even remember where I got all these. But basically, look at this. Talk about subliminal advertising. Look at this. Look at that candle made to look what it's look. How depraved. What would Frederick Wortham think? Yeah, these are just dirty horror comics. Lucifera. How do I cover that? Okay, Lucifera is kind of like Vampirella. I have to cover the naughty part. Lucifera was kind of like Vampirella if she was a devil, and she had this haircut in that pointy look. This is the kind of the level of the artwork. Not too great. But the painted covers are quite wonderful. Look at this. That's a pretty great drawing there. So, this is how the other half lives over there in Europe. Here's Necron. Oop. Covered up completely there. Oh, and then there's a wolf girl. Like, her name is Ulula. You can buy those comics. Well, you could have back then. Here's another here's a copy of Lucifera. Kind of like, see, she's a devil girl version of Vampirella. Let's find some good panels there. Oh my gosh. Yeah, these are not those PG-13 R-rated Warren comics that we grew up with. These are these pretty much go the whole way. Those crazy Europeans. Here's a Criminal, who's one of those superhero, supervillain, halfway in between, I think. There's a bunch of these guys. We know Diabolique from, because they brought Danger Diabolique over to the States, but the art in here is a little darker and more mysterious, but Um, where's the shot of criminal? Yeah, but anyway, this is the European citizen. Here's what he looks like. I was trying to find a shot. That's a great pose there. Look at that. This is the criminal dossier. And here, I guess he's succumbing to the influence of drugs, perhaps. I don't know. Yeah, I tried to put up a show last night. It took about 10 hours for it to upload. My phone is so completely, it has barely any memory left on it. So there's another issue of Criminal. You know, I don't know where you obtain these. I guess you could get them through eBay. Like I said, I don't even know how I got these. Maybe I got them at Forbidden Books and Video. That used to be a store in Dallas. It's possible. There's Criminal, and then there's Satanic. It's the same company, because see, they have Criminal advertised in the back. I've got these DVDs in the way. I gotta move them. Yeah, I'm unpacking all kinds of things. Here's the Donnas. This is Born Bad, Volume 6. Now, these are old 50s and 60s 45 RPM records that influenced the band The Cramps. Fourth Dimension by The Ventures. You got the Sonics on here. Jim Lowe, Dean Carter. So there's a whole bunch of volumes of that. And this is the band The Cramps that I'm referring to. Here's Mohawk, Alan Hawkshaw. Now, Alan Hawkshaw did a lot of great instrumental music that was used. It was production music that they used in the background of movies and TV shows. There's Alan Hawkshaw tracks that you'll hear in the background of the 1967 Spider-Man cartoon. And you know how great that music was. So yeah, you've got to investigate and look into not just comic books, but you've got to get into music. Of course, you may leave you financially destitute. Not anymore, because you don't have to go out and collect CDs. It's all on YouTube. See, right now, I'm playing this music right off of YouTube. I could have gone, a couple of decades ago, I would have spent $20, $30 on an import CD with this music. I don't know. The Carpenters. I highly recommend the Carpenters. Let's see. Of course, you know about the Everly Brothers. Anyway, I'm just moving this stuff out of the way so I can show you more funny books. Here's another issue of Satanic. I'll try to make this episode more entertaining than the one last night. That was a real shit show. And it's only had like 50-something views. It's got great artwork inside, I think. I don't want to open it up too wide. I'm one of these guys, I'm afraid of getting a crease in the spine by opening it up too wide. So when I read a book, I'll read the page like this, and then I'll read it like that, instead of splitting it open. Or there's always those assholes that fold it back. Those are the worst assholes on earth. Those are usually women reading their Harlequin romances, and just assholes in general. Not that women are assholes, but people that don't treat books and records properly should be shamed publicly. Here's Ultra Tumba. What is the point of even wearing that top? I mean, it's certainly not for modesty. It's Fumetti per adulti. Adulti, yeah. So we're all adulties here, and we know that this is not for the small fry, because it contains horrific nudity and things like that in it. Meyer Greenblatt asked me earlier, how is Drew doing? And Drew's here on the floor, on her pillow, still recuperating. Here's another copy of Lucifera, the Devil Girl. I don't know, how am I gonna... Okay, I have to hold it. I guess hold it like that to cover up the fact that both these women are topless. Oop. Maybe I'll use my little finger. What can I use? I'm looking for something narrow. What's around here, man? I'll use Luke Skywalker. I'll use Luke Skywalker's arm. Okay, he's gonna censor out the parts that you can't see. Here's a copy of Orgasmi Stellari. Okay, he's gonna censor it for you. It's Luke Skywalker approved. Okay, that may be... No, there's still more. There's some American stuff here, too. Here's Zora La Vampira. This is a vampire girl. And they're advertising on the back. Oop. Man, they don't wear many clothes over in Europe. Lo Schlettro. When you name your child someday, don't ever name them Lo Schlettro, man. That's just not a nice name. Oh, they got a hunchback doing bad things to a woman in here. Oh man, they're cutting this woman's hair off here. That's not very nice. Here is terror. That word's the same. Hold on. Luke Skywalker had to get on his back to censor this one. Terror. And on the back is Ward. That's all written by Ward Cleaver. I had a whole bunch more of these freaking things. Well, let's look at some American stuff, which is not as horrifying. Here's Infinity Science Fiction. This is what the Pulps became, as these little digest-sized things. By the time I was a kid, Pulps didn't exist anymore. This is kind of what they became, these smaller versions. So, this little poor alien is saying, "My kingdom for a newsstand." Anyway, Infinity Science Fiction. Oh, here's another one of those Italian books. It's like a Dirty Tarzan book. It's Carzan, and that's the monkey that Joe Biden's been talking about, that we need to be concerned about, that's spreading that stuff around. Yeah, it's basically a dirty... It's what you would think, a Dirty Tarzan story, so... Okay, so let me put that with... I gotta separate the Italian stuff from the American stuff. Okay, here's the second monster issue of Super Science Fiction. Terror of the Undead Corpses by Hunter Biden. The day the monsters broke loose, it's got creatures of green slime. On the back is a very good ad. Introducing Dr. Tucker's Natural Royal Jelly. So this is a totally classy publication. It's, this is June of 1959. I apparently bought it for I recognize that pencil. I bought it for $1 at Half Price Books. Can you imagine? Super science fiction. She's all dressed up to make America great again. I'm not knocking it. We need to make America great again. This has got some Isaac Asimov in it. You know, he didn't write very much. He didn't write many stories, so this is very rare. Isaac Asimov only wrote a few stories in his life. He was April 1958. I'm kidding you about Isaac Asimov. He was very prolific. Oh, more of these Italian books. Here's Terror. So I bet this is mid-70s since it's got the sharks attacking. Be nice if I could read. So this is what it looks like inside. It's a horror book. Horrible. Horrible horror. Oh yeah, and then there's this there's this Vampirella type girl. It's not Dracula, it's Jackula. Oop, shit. Where's Luke Skywalker when I need him? No. We'll cover it up. So, Jackula. Indeed. Yeah. Okay, here's Fate. I have seen zombies. U.S. jets attack saucer. There's a Scientology ad, an early Scientology ad. The Fundamentals of Thought by L. Ron Hubbard, CE, PhD. The basic book of the theory and practice of Scientology for beginners. Only $1 from Silver Spring, Maryland. This book is from April of '57. When did Scientology start? I'm not sure. Anyway, another pulp, American pulp. Here's Fate, Texas Saucer Contest. Of course, the other, the ad that was always in these little digests was for the Rosicrucians. Not exactly sure what the Rosicrucians gig was, but I watched this Rosicrucian, it's supposed to be a Rosicrucian couple on YouTube, and they've got Egyptian god statues behind them in their house. And they're kind of very conservative people, very strange people. It's the Magic Land of Mescaline in Fate magazine from January of '56. Oh, this ad is for the Mayans. I thought they were all gone. What have you been doing to yourself? I have never seen anyone so radiantly happy. I'm a new person with living answers to life's problems, she says. Thanks to the wisdom of the ancient Mayans. So she read that book, and then she says, dear friend, no, this is the woman that founded it. Dear friends, you may have waited all your life for this easier way to personal happiness. Don't delay another day. Send for this free book. All right. Oh, look at this. It's Amazing Stories. That's actually something that goes back to the real pulp days. 20 million miles to Earth. Obviously, this is a movie tie-in. You traveled through time to taste forbidden love, but now you must murder her. Sounds almost like City on the Edge of Forever, huh? Okay, I don't think we're going to need Luke Skywalker's arm, so look, there's a little lever, and it telescopes the lightsaber back in. This is the very, if I could, maybe I need to put some WD-40 on it. This is, oh, there we go. This is the first wave of Star Wars figures that came out. Now, when Star Wars came out, they had no idea it was going to be a big hit. So, it came out May, June of '77, and Christmas time, they didn't have toys ready. It was a smash hit, right? So, they gave out little gift certificates. and a little cardboard display, and it says, we'll send you your toys when we have them ready, and you can put them up on this little cardboard display. So kids would get a little certificate on Christmas morning. We don't have your toys, but we'll have them soon. Anyway, I was 12. Yeah, I was in the beginning of 7th grade, but I still got some of these early Star Wars action figures. Got some of them here in this little, here's a sand person. Here's a guy that, one of the Imperial guys. Here's the Hammerhead guy. I was really impressed with this guy in the cantina. I got some of these figures. They're really kind of, look at this vinyl cape. It's, like this is what Greedo looked like originally when they first put him out. And then years later, I got this Greedo, this updated Greedo that's more, but I was never, the Star Wars toys really were pretty junky when they first came out. I got a TIE Fighter, that's all I got, And then when The Empire Strikes Back came out, they had upgraded they'd upped their game, because I remember seeing the Imperial Walker, and I thought, boy, that's a pretty damn cool giant toy. But by then, I was going into 10th grade, so I really wasn't getting too many of those toys. So I don't know, not to, so. Oh, I bought the creature in the pit from Return of the Jedi when that came out. I thought the Rancor. I thought that was cool. I still have that. Anyway, Science Fiction Adventures. It's now monthly. Yeah. Here's the 3rd monster issue of Super Science Fiction. Exploding Army Hand Grenade. What would Beto O'Rourke think of that? He'd be shocked and appalled. Another special monster issue of Super Science Fiction. I don't know if it said that on every issue, or if the guy that bought these only bought the special monster issue. I think these are all from the same collection. Yeah, see, because what happened is I must have gone into half-price books. And if you've never seen a half-price books, they've got a little section called the nostalgia section. And that's where they put all the old stuff, all the cool stuff. And I must have gone in there and bought, someone must have sold a whole stack of these, and I must have bought them all. That must have been what happened. And it had to be. Because they're all in the same condition. And maybe the guy only bought the super monster issues, and the abominable creature. The original science fiction stories. Eye of the Beholder by Robert Silverberg. Yeah, man. I hear Charlton 66 always in the background on the Wednesday night Fossil show on Graphic Man's channel. And whenever someone shows a cool cover, he's in the background going, "Yeah, man, yeah, it sounds like the beginning of Faster Pussycat Kill Kill." With the guy, you hear the voices of all the guys in the Go-Go Club, going, "Yeah, man, yeah, yeah, yeah." It's so cool. So I started saying, "Yeah, man, yeah." Here's another weird monster issue of Super Science Fiction. This is I think that the real science fiction fans didn't like these kind of pulps. They called these things BEMs, an early acronym, which stood for Bug-Eyed Monster. And, the same guys that didn't like it called sci-fi, because that's a loathsome, childish thing that, Ackerman thought of. It's SF, not sci-fi. I remember going to a convention in the 80s, late 80s, and anime was taking off, and we go into some room where they're showing anime. My friend was into anime. I could care less, but Someone said cartoon or Japanese cartoon, and someone turned around, some male Karen type, and said it's not, they're not cartoons, they're anime. But very indignant. And I hate that term Karen. I don't know, that's the first time in my life I've used it. It's a shame because all these wonderful people named Karen are being disparaged by this stupid. I won't use it again, I promise. Magazine of Fantasy and Science Fiction. This artist was a big artist back in the pulp days, and I just don't remember the name of the artist, but I'm sure you'll tell me in the comments. But their whole book's devoted to this guy's art. It's very beautiful. It kind of looks almost like the coolest paint by number art you could ever see. And I'm not knocking it. It just kind of has that paint by number look. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's beautiful. Here's the world's leading science fiction magazine. It's Amazing Stories. Yes, indeed. Well, here's Fate magazine. Has war changed? Oh, more what can happen to you if you just learn the Mayan secrets. Okay, well, I've got quite a stack of books that I've just shown you. To join all these stacks of books over here, and all these stacks of books, I don't have bookcases for them, so that's the next thing I've got to do, is make sure I've got enough curtains in this house, and bookcases. And this is the ground floor of the house. But according to the elevator, the basement is the first floor, this is the second floor, the third floor, and then the fourth floor is painted blue, and it kind of has this section that comes up like a pyramid, and we have our bed under that. And it's the guy that owned this house for many years was, what do you call it, he was like real high up in the Masons. He was a worshipful master, you know, and it's kind of done like a Masonic lodge. I assume I don't know exactly because I've never been in a Masonic lodge. My grandfather was a Mason, and a bunch of my friends joined the Masons back in the 90s, I think, in Dallas. They thought they would just, a bunch of young guys in their 20s, 30s, they would just, hey, all these old guys, we'll just take over the lodge, then we'll have our own club. But the old guys kind of realized, who are these weird guys with all these tattoos, you know? But anyway, I don't know. My wife has started to see, she, you know, we're laying there in bed, and it kind of goes up like this, and she sees little splatters. She says, these are blood splatters on the ceiling. It's like, and I said, well, I saw blood on the door down in the laundry room going into the elevator. And she says, I also saw blood on the door going down to the basement. And either there was a handyman here that was always cutting themselves and bleeding all over the place, or this is a horrible H.H. Holmes house. I don't know, but here's smoker stories. Jokes for men, the kind you like, because you're a pervert. Says the, oh look, it's women like they do now. You know, the trolls on, they always make fun. They say women laugh league. So more than likely, this is all dirty jokes. There aren't pictures. It's just all dirty jokes you can tell your friends at the next lodge meeting, right? Next moose meeting. Here's Baba-san's world. Now, this is, I think, jokes for guys after World War II by this artist named Hume. And I guess it was like, I guess there were a lot of guys that were marrying, or at least had Japanese girlfriends, and occupied Japan after World War II ended, enough that they could make a whole little book about the wonders of Japanese women and dating Japanese women. And it's just one of those forgotten parts of our culture that is that you hear about here on the Gratuorlo channel. This is from England. It's the Schiller Pocketbook. It's obviously a reprint of The Man Thing from America. And so you got inside reprints of the Man Thing. Speaking of Star Wars, look at that one. That was high tech. Look at that. Star Wars watches for boys and girls. And here, the classified ads. I like looking at the ads in these old books. Let's see. They're advertising Doctor Who and different Forbidden Planet Bookshop. I think was the most the comic shop in England that I had heard about the most. Okay, what is this? Okay, looks like it reprints 2 issues of The Man Thing in this little flimsy black and white format. This is very small. This is a CD to give you a perspective on how big it is. Yes, indeed. Okay, what else can I show you? Let's just walk around. Let's see if there's anything interesting I can show you. Oh, this is a cool thing. Have you heard of the Witch's Dungeon? This guy built this in his backyard. This is a DVD. It's like a wax museum of monsters. It's like this kid built it in the 60s, and now it's like super amazing. The Witch's Dungeon. Look that up. What else do I have here? What else? God damn it. If you don't have this CD, you probably all have it. But this is the great. It's called Monsters Crash the Pajama Party. It's actually called Spook Show Spectacular. It's from Something Weird and has all the trailers for those spook shows. And so that's something you need to find. What else? Oh, this is a good, I don't know if it's still in print, Monster Mania DVD. Look that up. And then, you know, because you probably get it on eBay or Amazon. And then this, I think, was a sequel, All Monsters Attack. And it's just a bunch of trailers, as I recall, for giant monster movies. Oh, and then the sequel to that Monster Mania is Bride of Monster Mania. Okay, so I'm still missing some posters. I don't know if they're going to materialize. Some of the stuff I thought was lost, and I'd already written down on that sheet that I was complaining about the other day, I found. And one was this Flash Gordon. Damn it. I gotta figure out a way to film. I don't have a tripod here. I'm just winging it. Okay. This book was found. I found a whole a leak started sprung in the roof of the garage, and so I had to move some boxes, and lo and behold, some of my missing books were in those boxes. So this is what it looks like inside. It's really kind of difficult. It's color art inside. So part of the nostalgia boom of the 70s were the reprints of a lot of this stuff. This was another part of that nostalgia boom, this reprint of Buck Rogers. And I think these books were all advertised in the back of Famous Monsters and the Warren books. You know, if you were like me and always looked at the ads, this is just amazing. Has a at these beautiful color reproductions. It's quite a book. Came out in 70s. It's got an introduction by Ray Bradbury. It's basically, the book's called The Collected Works of Buck Rogers in the 25th Century. So look for this book. It's from Galahad Books. And then here's another book that I know was always on the cover of, or in the ads in Famous Monsters. Part of that 70s nostalgia boom. Because like I said, in the people that were like our age in the 70s, or in their, okay, let's say you were born in 1920, 20 to 30, 30, 40. Yeah, if you were in your 50s in the 70s, you were probably born about 1920, and you grew up, or anyway, you'd remember all these Flash Gordon, Buck Rogers stuff. And so that's who they were going for, people that had disposable income, right? People in their 50s are getting to be, high up in their business or whatever, or they're retired, well, who knows what the fuck. Anyway, those are 3 of the books. I'll show you some of the other ones. Some books I had forgotten that I didn't realize were lost. And I guess they never were lost. They were always in the garage. Like this Dr. Pepper book that was only given out to Dr. Pepper employees, about the history of Dr. Pepper. And this Lubbock High School yearbook. Boy, that would have been a real loss if this was lost, because it's got Buddy Holly in it. It's a Lubbock High School yearbook with Buddy Holly. He doesn't sign it, but here's another one of those nostalgia 70s books that I thought was lost. This Tarzan book, which I hadn't written down because I forgot. And again, this thing is $9.95 when it came out. Oh, and it's from the library of Michael H. Price, who apparently sold this to Half Price Books, and then I bought it. Michael H. Price was the film critic of the Star Telegram, and this shows Tarzan, kind of like they could never show him in the Sunday Funnies. This is drawn by Bern Hogarth, because they could never show him, before he was, found human beings, he didn't wear clothes, and so but anyway, Michael H. Price also, he was a kind of a friend of mine. He also wrote a comic called The Prowler, which I never read or really cared about. He was kind of a blowhard. I mean, he was a nice guy. He kind of wanted to be R. Crumb. He played in a band kind of like R. Crumb, one of those jug band, doodah kind of bands. I remember going to see him at the Hip Pocket Club in Fort Worth. I don't know. He was all right, except he always seemed to pontificate about movies so much, and it just was so annoying, and it's just kind of a blowhard, and I just thought he was. Back then I thought he was kind of an idiot, because I shouldn't be saying that. He was a wonderful guy. He just someone that tried to be intellectual a little too hard. Like he'd be reviewing Basket Case, and he says, "This reminds me of Fellini and the Italian cinema." It's like he'd try to be cool by taking something that's obviously meant to be drive-in garbage schlock and say, "Why, this is like something that Aristotle would have raved about," or something. He's like that, which can be funny, but I don't. So, what are some of the other books that I found that I've been complaining about being lost? And one that I was very disturbed about, because I looked at replacement cost on eBay and it was real expensive, was The Warren Companion. And I thought this Encyclopedia of Comic Book Heroes, Michael Fleischer wrote it, was lost. Found all this books about famous monsters, and yeah, all these books I thought were gone. This is a great book, Edgar Rice Burroughs' Fantastic Worlds. Anyway, I found a bunch of the books, but I'm still missing some things. And what else can I show you? Oh, here's some more of those books. This Superman from the 30s to the 70s, this Wonder Woman one, this Batman book. Yeah, I thought those were all gone. And I want to show you something upstairs. I'm afraid Drew, my dog, I went up there to eat some Pop-Tarts earlier because I got a toaster on the third floor, and she followed me all the way up the stairs. I'm kind of, and she still hasn't eaten. I've got some food left out for her. Drew, how you feeling? There's some food. And there's a little pain pill in there too. When you feel better, eat that. I don't know. Yeah, she was fixed yesterday. Which is what Klaus Schwab wants to do to all of us. Wants us all surgically altered and mentally, because we're non-essential. We're non-essential people. You know that you aren't. These are the spook shows I'm talking about. That whole DVD is. Oh, and you can see a lot of those trailers on YouTube. Just type in spook show trailers. My wife is calling me. I'll just go up there and see what she needs. I'll take you with me. So this is welcome to my nightmare. I've got to get all these into bookshelves. Maybe you have a bookshelf you could donate if you don't live too far from here. Okay. We don't have enough furniture yet for this next floor. So in what is kind of the living room of the next floor, I've just got all these Bronze Age books out in boxes, and I'm gradually sorting. I'll show you. See, this room is just a whole bunch of boxes. It's not going to stay this way, but I'm sorting into these boxes, what's in these boxes. Anyway, so through this door is the master bedroom, and I will let you go, and I will be seeing you, and leave you with that little Illuminati greeting from the prisoner, and I will see you next episode.